So in today's episode, we're gonna be distressing some jeans. Distressing jeans doesn't mean that it's just strictly gonna be jeans. It's more like for the fabric, it's gonna be distressing denim. So if you're planning on doing some jeans, you can. If you're planning on doing a jacket, you can. Anything that is gonna be denim related, you can actually follow this tutorial. So today we're gonna be doing jeans specifically because one of my friends asked me how to do this. We were trying to do that through FaceTime, but it didn't turn out that well. So hopefully this is gonna help you. This is gonna be more visual. So there's 3 ways that you can actually distress denim, or 3 steps that you can follow to distress denim. I say them differently because you can do each one of these individually, or you can do them all together. So for the 3 steps that you can follow, or the ways that you can actually distress denim if you decide to do it individually, it's gonna be number 1, it's gonna be the straight cuts. Number 2, it's gonna be the distress itself. And number 3 is gonna be the finishing touch-ups and or sanding. Right, so these are gonna be the things that you need to distress some jeans. Number 1 is gonna be the jeans that you're gonna be distressing, or jacket, or shorts. Some fabric scissors, or some regular scissors. Number 3, you're gonna use some chalk, or some color pencils, or just a pencil. You're gonna need some tweezers, some sort of sanding artifact, a design in mind, or a reference. And for better result, I would recommend you guys to actually put on the jeans or shorts that you're gonna be distressing, just so you can actually mark the areas that you actually want to do. Trust me on this one. Put them on, mark them up, and then cut them. This is a tip. Alright guys, we want to locate the vastus medialis. It's just going to be the muscle in the inner top part of your leg, right above your knee. Just for a quick teaser. So this way, every time that you're going to be just walking or something, you can just show. Just to be a little bit scandalous, you know? It's going to be the before. These are going to be the jeans I'm going to be working with. Like I said, we're going to grab our either pencil, color pencil, or chalk, and we're just gonna put on the jeans and gonna make the marks. Alright, so now we're just gonna take our scissors and we're just gonna make that cut. Now we just wanna make a straight horizontal line, and we're just gonna do that. Alright, so now you just want to pull some of these out. Alright guys, so I'm going to give you a small lecture about the denim fabric. So basically it's going to be composed by 2 different things. The first one is going to be the weft, that is basically this white threads that you see. It's going to be going across the jean, side to side, basically horizontally. And the other one is going to be the warp. It's basically going to be going vertically, and it's going to be these blue lines, or what actually contains the color of the jean. That's what this is gonna be. A mark that is gonna be aligned with the same length as the first one that you just did. She's gonna make it right below. She's gonna be doing this mark all the way across. Alright guys, so step number 2 is basically gonna be the distress itself. This can be done in 2 different ways. One of them is gonna be like what big companies do. They just have a laser machine. And the other way is going to be crafted or by hand. All right guys, real quick, I've seen some people actually doing this step, or just the distress process, a little bit different. They do it by sanding the denim itself, which is fine, but I think you're going to get a better outcome if you follow these steps and use actually sanding as step number 3. Is basically just going to be some finishing touch-ups or just some fading that you're going to add. But basically when you're sanding the jean, you're just gonna be patching it up, because just basically you're just taking off the top layer. But you can't really control how you're gonna sand it down, or what parts are gonna come off or not. So I would say hold on the sanding until step number 3. Okay, so for step number 2, basically after you have the straight cuts, you want to loosen up all the threads and fabric and yarn. So you're just gonna move it up, move it up. You can pull some of these like I mentioned before. And basically this step is going to be a little bit tedious. This is going to require us to basically pull individually every single one of the warp that is going to be the vertical lines, that is going to be basically the blue tone that this jean has. So we're going to grab the tweezers and we're just going to pull, and after you guys are done with all that pull, this is where you guys are gonna get. We're just gonna make it a little bit better. All right, so with your design in mind or your reference next to you, basically the next step, you just wanna do this. We already have the big lines, so we're gonna repeat this step, but now we're just gonna do a smaller one. We're gonna do another line right here. I cut it. All right, so now once again we have this one right here, and yes, as you guessed it, we're gonna do the same process. Once you're done, we're gonna have the same outcome. So once again, we're gonna go back to the reference. As you guys can see, we're gonna have this sort of like pattern that is gonna be bigger, and then it's gonna start narrowing down. It's gonna start getting smaller and smaller. Basically, this is what we wanna do here. Right, so basically what you wanna do is get a pattern that is gonna go along going from bigger to smaller. For example, this is what we did at the beginning, and then we did this. And basically we took all of these off and we just get a design going like this. So now you wanna do the same thing, but in a smaller proportion. For example, we're just gonna go straight down. We're gonna take these off. It's gonna have this design. We're gonna repeat that, but a little bit smaller. And then again, a little bit smaller. So basically, once you master the pulling process, you're gonna be able to freelance the design, or if you have the reference, you're gonna go along with it. Even, you can keep going and going bigger now. Something that sometimes I actually do, you take a chunk off. Instead of pulling, we're just gonna cut it off, and then we're gonna start all over the same process down below. And then we're gonna go along, and then we're just gonna create the pattern. So this is gonna be the final product. As you guys can see, I did all of them. I did the regular pulling. I actually took off a piece from right here, and then I continued, and then I did this pattern going down right there. So we're gonna be doing the last step. It's gonna be step number 3. It's gonna be the finishing touch-ups and or sanding. Please don't skip the pulling process or distress and just jump straight up to the sanding. Basically what you want to do is just rough up the edges a little bit. This is just going to give it more character. Once again, once you put it in the washer, this is going to look way better. For now, you just want to create that roughness. All right guys, so along with step number 3 with the sanding process, we also want to do the finishing touch-ups. That is basically going to be this little character builders, I will call it. Most of the time they're gonna go along the knee. There's gonna be most like these, or they're gonna go in the actual pocket. So we are gonna go back to step number 2 and try to do some of these so it can be a little bit easier. Right, so this is how it's going. As you guys can see, there's some distress on the knees. We're gonna have some little details on the side, and I'm just gonna repeat that on this side, and then I might be done. All right, this is the final product. I still gotta throw it to the washing machine, and then this is gonna look way better. Once you master it, you can do 3 different ways of distress. The first one is just gonna be the simple knee distress. That is gonna be the regular cut up, straight up. We're gonna do some pulls. We're gonna have number 2, where it is mostly just the pulling process. It's basically just gonna be the whole design covering the knee or just the leg itself. This is gonna be incorporating basically all of the steps. Number 3, we have the heavy distress that is gonna be going from all the way to the top, all the way down to the bottom. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys are interested in more ideas on how to custom your clothes, please make sure that you write me down below in the comment section so I can actually make a video about it. And remember, why look common and ordinary like the secondary character when you can be looking like the main character? So, alter your stuff, custom your clothes, tailor your clothes and look different. Thank you so much for watching. On to the next step. And on the next episode, we're gonna be doing some painting on jeans or denim in general. So stay tuned.